Hello, it's John from Seaspace VR. In this tutorial, we're going to be showing you how to remove your tripod from your underwater 360 footage, as well as showing you how to also remove any lights from the same shot using After Effects. So let's get into it. Okay, so we've jumped here into After Effects. And let's go ahead and create our composition. So you can see the shot that we're working on now. Excuse the fact that it's all looking a bit dull at the moment. I shoot all my stuff in iLog, so this is yet to be color graded, and I promise you it's going to look absolutely brilliant. But for now, we're going to be working only on removing this tripod at the bottom of the shot, as well as these lights that have come in at the top. So how do we do that? As always, when working in 360 in After Effects, we have to go ahead and create a 2D edit to get started. So my panels aren't over here at the moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to my window, come down and find VR Comp Editor. So now that's loaded up here in my panels, I'm just going to go ahead and click on Add 2D Edit. So in this panel here, I wouldn't worry about changing any of this. I'm just going to go ahead and click Add 2D Edit. Amazing. So now our 2D Edit work area has been created. So what we want to do now, I'm going to start the first part of this tutorial working on the tripod, and then we'll move on to the lights after that. So I want to be able to get this view down to the tripod so I can do the work needed. To do that, we need to change the view of our shot. So we're going to come up here to Orbit Around Cursor tool and go ahead and click on that. With that selected, we can now click and drag this shot anywhere we want to view the full 360 of our shot and point the angle of the camera absolutely anywhere that we need. But for now, I want to remove the tripod, so I'm going to point my camera directly down at the tripod. And I'm also going to zoom in a little bit just so I can see more detail. So now we want to bring up the clone stamp tool, which is the tool that we're going to be using to remove the tripod. So before we click on the clone stamp tool, we want to come down here and make sure that our shot is selected. Once we have the shot selected, we can come up, click on the clone stamp tool, which is in your panel at the top here, come back down to our shot, double click this, which is going to open up our editable panel. Now, as you can see, my width of my clone stamp tool is quite wide. If you find that's too small or too wide for you, you can change this using a shortcut. I'm on Windows right now, and the shortcut for me is to press Control, click the mouse, and drag left or right. So if I want to drag left, it makes it smaller. If I want to drag right, it makes it bigger. I would suggest a smaller width. I mean, you can be lazy and you can go for a big width here. Go ahead and just go bang, and in a few clicks it's gone. But I wouldn't suggest this. I was quite lucky. I've got a lot of sand around me, you know. So maybe for the sake of this tutorial, I want to show you a more specific way and detailed way of how to do this. So we're going to go ahead and click Control, click the mouse and bring it over to the left to bring this down to a finer size. I think that's about right. So the way the clone stamp tool works is we are going to select an area around the object we want to remove and tell After Effects to bring that over the image. We're just going to literally paint this area over this area to remove the image in a clone stamp way. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to pick this area here. I'm going to do that by clicking Alt and clicking my mouse to select an area that I want. Now release Alt, come back over your image and go ahead and start painting over it. I just want to add this in here, that these crosshairs are indicating to you where After Effects is collecting its data from. So anything that this crosshair touches, that's the image it's going to use to paint over your object. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on the rest of the image. I'm going to select a new area. You know what? I'm going to select it from all the way over here by pressing Alt, click, and I'm going to paint over this image. Perfect. Same again on the third leg. I'm going to click Alt, click, and paint over this image. To me, that looks great so far. You can go into finer detail if you want. I don't think there's much need. You can be a bit of an artist with this. You can, like, say if I wanted to bring in, it's a bit flat here and I wanted some more, I can select this, one of these over here. So I want to bring in some kind of detail there. So I'm going to press Alt, click on this here, and then when I paint over here, it's painted in a little bit of detail there for me. Now that's if you want to get really technical with this, but I think to me this looks absolutely great, and I hope that my viewers aren't going to spend their time looking down at the sand. Okay, so everything looks great to me so far. You can scroll through and have a look, and to me that looks absolutely perfect. Amazing. So the next step is to go ahead and we're going to want to remove the lights. To do that, we have to create a brand new 2D edit. So we're going to go back to our original tab, not our VR2 edit, not our VR2 output, but the original tab with the original shot. And from this, we're going to do the exact same process again. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll talk you through it again if you need. We're going to go ahead and create a 2D edit from our VR comp editor. Click on 2D edit, leave everything as it is, add 2D edit, come in here. If you remember, we're going to come up to our orbit around cursor tool, but this time obviously because we're going for the lights, we're going to point our angle up. So let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. We're going to come down, select our shot, click the clone stamp tool, come back down to our shot and double click this to bring up our editable panel. So let's go ahead and remove this the exact same way that we did before by collecting data from around the image and replacing it over the top. So if you remember, we click on Alt, a part of the image, and we're going to draw over this. Obviously this one's a little bit more complicated because we've got lots of ripples and waves in here, but not too issue. Just keep playing around until you've got something that you're happy with. I'm very happy with that. You can check the shot by scrolling through to make sure that nothing's been missed, nothing comes through, but everything looks great to me. Yeah, very happy. So I do actually find it helps to go ahead and save the project at this point. Sometimes this information doesn't carry over to your output and I have no idea why, but give it a quick save, hope for the best, everything should be fine. So now the next step is just to go ahead and export our project. We're not going to be exporting from our VR2 Edit 3, Edit 1 or any of these. We're going to be exporting from VR2 output only. So let's go ahead and click on that tab. And there you go, just like magic. We've removed our tripods, we've removed all our lights, everything looks absolutely fantastic and it's going to be ready for export to be put back into Premiere for final output. We can go ahead and check the shot, but everything looks great. Yep. Very happy with that. So yeah, all that's left to do is to go ahead and export it. If you need help with exporting these projects from After Effects, go ahead and check out our very fast and quick tutorial that covers exporting from After Effects ready for Premiere. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Like and subscribe for more content always being produced by us here at Seaspace VR.